Hello, and welcome back to a Total War Warhammer 3 campaign. I'm Tiny Rick. We just left off of our Gitsnik quest battle, where we've successfully got Gitsnik for Grimgor. We've got that anti-large buff. We've also got a magical attacks, and that way things that are physical resistant, Grimgor still can do damage to. Almost lost that Orc era boy unit, but they've got a pretty quick replenishment, so they'll be back in 3 turns. We're about to have... Actually, we can now recruit Black Orcs into Grimgor's army, so let's see where we're at. Alright, yeah, we sure can. We'll get him... Actually, you know what? I'm actually done with all of these big uns. Since we can do Black Orcs, we'll get him up into a settlement here in a second, before we start doing... recruiting those Black Orcs. Because they'll take 2 turns each. Put another set of Orc boys in here. We're about to be able to get the Orc boy biggins. We'll also get rid of our smaller Orc boys. We're also about to get a shaman. Our other war boss is Glugsag. Just holding down the challenge stone until that garrison comes back up. It's going to take a while because it's an uninhabitable climate. But at 13,000 now, we're finishing that quest battle. We've got a pretty penny. Saber Mountain, I feel, is pretty safe. I don't think we need the defenses like that with these other places. The Valeri, that 52 with nothing to defend it. It can get bigger, and that way I can get another set of defenses on it. This is my defense here in the south against those gold tooth ogres. Go ahead and beef it up a little bit. The challenge stone, main province, path to the east. Gorger Rock, go ahead and get some defenses on it. Bone Road, make Firemouth a bit bigger. Then we'll do Titan's Notch. We're actually going to save them from there. I'm going to raise a war boss. We'll go to the Vale of the Titans and see if we can inhabit that one. And we'll do one here at Karakazorn. I think I've got a goblin that I could do. It's already... This is Muncha from the Federation I had gotten. So I'm willing to put him out there in a dangerous area. I don't mind losing a goblin. And since I had taken the majority of Grimgor's army down, that gives me income. That way on this next turn, when I get Grimgor into the settlement, I'll be able to afford the recruitment. This is going to cost me almost 5,000 just to get those 5 Black Orcs going for 2 turns. Getting pretty close to turn 50. I'm hoping I can get that in-game army by turn 50, and then I'll just have to start stacking smaller armies to fill in the cracks. Oh, there's 2 armies that just showed up from the north. Gods are angry. We'll tribute. There's Archaon himself.
This is not for the ever-chosen.
Level 24. Wow. And he's got his Slayer of Kings. And he's got his Armor of Morkor, Eye of Sharian, and Crown of Domination. So he is going to be a very serious battle. Malefic's Balefire. That's what I had left surviving. Oh, Archaon's coming for the challenge stone. Glugzag, here's your chance to shine, buddy.
This is my land. Keep moving.
It only gets Grimgor up to 15, so I hope Glugzag does a pretty decent number on Archaon. I may have goofed disassembling so much of the army, but we'll see how it goes. Talonstone has still got a garrison, though a small garrison. It's rebuilt a little bit, replenished a little bit. And these other two lords.
Ready. This magic is real.
No, rush him to Amble Peak.
Let's go.
Neither one of them can make it to their destinations on this turn, so maybe we'll get those Black Orcs going with Grimgor. Enemy army that showed up here too.
May direct my recipes.
Okay, not a big army.
Good king.
Undead. Now that I've got a lord in this army with, or you know, a orc war boss, Glugzag, then this garrison army will fight harder too, or fight better, because I've got a war boss in the army. Yep, here we go. Oh, what are those? Chaos trolls that are armored. Oh, that's cool. Spawn of Nurgle. The Nurgle version of the Chaos Spawn, and then they've got their finest Chaos Spawn, the Weird Spawn. Swords of Chaos. Those will be intense. Then you've got a Sorcerer and an Exalted Hero. Okay. I've got much more than I did on the last battle, so I definitely outnumber them. Waves of orc on the way. Greenside! They've got some simple marauders, some simple chaos warhounds. So, for sure some specialty units. Archaon himself, that's gonna, he's gonna be a huge difference there. And he can cast a flaming head. Hope I don't get caught one of those flaming heads in a straight lineup. And I've got 3 Orc Arrow Boys, along with my 2 Orc Arrow Boys and 2 Goblin Archers from the settlement. So I've got a pretty significant amount of missiles. And then just ranks of Orc Boys. I think we'll be able to hold them up. I think that lineup is very decent, actually.
Wage one war. Arrow boys.
First thing I'm gonna do is move these guys up a little bit closer. Yeah, there we go.
Alright. Yeah, suppose. It's me. Run, boys. Boys. Run, boys. To battle.
I'm gonna center them up a little bit. Bring our trolls in. Trolls in. Cav.
Shotguns ready.
Scanners ready.
Oh, what is that? There's the burning head.
Arrow boys. Watch ya. Boys. Grind it. Yeah. Here we go. More boys.
Got charged into there. Chariots.
Where's the scrap?
Goblins.
Shifted.
The lads are ready. Run in. Charge.
We're off.
There's the exalted hero there.
Let's scrap. Moving fast.
Boys.
Oh man, those front ranks were eliminated very quickly.
Ready to bash. Choppers out. Get out, boys. Ooh, boys.
There's Archaon coming in for a charge. Oh, wow, that was a very good charge.
Let's get out. Arrow boys.
All of these arrow boys. Focus those chaos trolls. All of these.
Boys. Get out,
It's up to
boys.
you.
Choppers out.
Focus those chaos spawn.
This is it. Smash him. Arrow boys.
I need you to get out of the fight with Archaon. And Glugzag, he's gonna have to slog that one on his own.
Stickers ready.
These goblins need to get into those swords of chaos and keep them hooked up. I don't think they're gonna be able to get there in time. What if you hit those marauders instead?
Choppers
Now these
ready.
guys. Oh, okay.
Ooh, boys. Please, Bane. Here we go. The war is here.
You guys to pull out of that fight.
Yeah, boys. Arrow boys.
Okay. Actually, nope, they're letting you go. Okay.
Please run long.
Another wall.
To the great side.
Glugzag getting beat up by Archaon.
Oh, boys. Arrow boys. Time for
Target that
slaughter.
chaos spawn. Maybe you can knock those two chaos spawn out.
Ready? Yeah! Choppers ready? Yeah! Shifted? Let's get him!
Did they get them?
We're off!
Those two chaos spawn there was by themselves? Looks like they did.
Ready?
Glugzags, come back. Go back in there and get you.
Gonna kill him.
Exalted hero.
Charge. Come on,
Exalted
lads.
hero's riding a war chariot. Carrying a hellbird. That's cool.
Arrow boys! Get out, boys!
Oh yeah, Slayer of the Kings. Base weapon damage plus 75%. That's huge.
Here we go!
Chaos Warhounds, they're finished off. Come back to the fight.
We're off!
You guys have rallied. Get back in the fight.
Get out, boys!
And there they go. Okay, we didn't do bad. I expected Glugzag to lose that battle, so that's okay. Archaon's got this shield before he actually takes any damage, and so does this sorcerer. They all did their worth, no doubt. Took out a unit of Chaos Spawn here. Grimgor is standing just in that border. So I am worried about where Archaon the Everchosen is deciding to go after the challenge stone. Because I've got 2 turns for those black orcs to be done. They're not going to be done by the time Archaon walk in Grimgor's direction, I think. Archaon's actually got a couple more levels than Grimgor does. He's really been putting a whooping on the Norskins. Or Slanesh, no, not Slanesh, Nurgle. And even though I had over twice the number on that battle, their quality outmatched me. Those armor trolls took almost no damage. Or no damage, I mean, not if any. Those Chaos Riders, they took almost no damage, if any. That'll be the end of Glugzag. I seriously doubt Archaon will let him live to see another day, being the Warhost of the Apocalypse. Slaughtering all is their general way to go. But I took over half of them out. Of course, some of their numbers weren't, a huge factor. A valiant defeat, it said. I see that's going to put Grimgor right inside Archaon's reach there. And Grimgor's recruiting. He doesn't have any main. He's got 1 Black Orc with him.
Corpse fist.
We're going to look into our regiments of renown. And that way we can just get something stood up in Grimgor's army for this next turn. That way I don't have just nothing. If Archaon does decide to come and fight me, I've got something to press him off with. And wow, look at that replenishment. Looks like he's actually not going to be able to reach me. I may have spent that income for no reason, because I'll... Decisions, decisions.
Absolutely not.
Depends on what Archaon does. We're going to stand up, actually, we're going to claim
I'll crush them all.
Veil of Titans here.
We'll kick you out of it. You don't.
That's all I'll be able to do there. Give me 2 turns to pop up an army.
I'm special.
And this goblin can just
In it though.
sit down here for a turn. Tiny bit stressed out from Archaon knocking.
Here we go.
These squig herders are anti-infantry. They'll do pretty good. We'll go ahead and beef up our orc boy biggins and give them some scrap saddles, make them a little bit quicker on the battlefield. It's always good. As long as I make it through the next turn, I'll have a whole stack of black orcs to hit back with.
The gods deny such action.
One more turn and I can stand up that shaman. That'd be really nice. Shamans can help out hugely with their spells. They can break lines of formation, they can disrupt enemy charges. Some spells do a pretty decent amount of damage as well. There's an attack buff spell that the shaman gets. Archaon did not come and fight me.
Your defiance is noted. Yeah, I'll do it.
Well, I'm glad he didn't come and fight me because that means that I can finish building my army. On the other hand, though, I'm worried that he didn't come and fight me. Because now I have to disassemble these. Three archers, 4 cav, a giant, doom diver catapults, chamois. One more black orc unit. Recruit heroes. Nogrod Toothtaker.
What you want? Monk summons me.
And now he starts out at level 5 because I got that second buff.
Yeah.
And I don't actually use the majority of these. I'll use that spread control, I think. And then
This is not for the ever chosen.
alright. Now
Oh yeah.
I take Amble Peak and colonize. And since I won't be able to actually start the construction, I'm gonna go ahead and leave Muncha. Unlike the Veil of Titans, I'll only have one more turn and it'll get a settlement garrison there. This will be a good clash, I think. With that being an uninhabitable climate for me, that's not an uninhabitable climate for them. They will thrive in the Chaos Wasteland. So I may have to get a second greenskin army before I take back the Challenge Stone.
We're gonna shake hands then, like humies. Yeah.
Defensive alliance? No thanks. Technology research? Oh yeah, brutal business.
Yeah, what? Yeah! Got it! What you want?
Stand up another orc boss here.
The boys are pleased. Start the war!
Warboar, we'll fix that.
Cook, send me to battle.
Go ahead and get that second army going here. And that way we can, yeah, because he's back to full health. Ooh, Knights of Immolation. Those are cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of garrison, but a little bit helps. It does. Less eaten, more building is completed, so construction cost is minus 10% for all buildings. We're gonna get that boar painting. Plus 10% speed for orc boar units, and I don't use any savages with Grimgor. Also gonna increase these scrap saddles. That way they move faster on the battlefield. And see, now I'm out of scrap. I'll have to build up some more scrap for my black orcs. Which that's okay. I've got the majority of those upgrades done with. Well, actually, I need at least 50 to continue some of these upgrades. 5,000 gold for Oglog Orble. Yeah, I'll be able to get that 5,000 on the next turn.
This better involve fighting.
What? Now they'll see.
Ember Peak built. We'll get rid of Muncha. Five. It'll be a few turns before I get that big, that black orc fort.
Now's the time.
Slowly but surely. Coming up on turn 50. I see. Bringing another army down, and that way you'll have more to fight with. It's smart. Federation between the dwarves.
Tempt me
Not a huge army, but chaos chariots.
I think not. This is my land.
Actually need 5,000 for my technology. That way I can continue my technology, because I definitely don't want to have to go spending time on things that are not going to help my orcs.
Start the war.
Mm. He's got a skill point. Black Orc big bosses. Now we'll get armed to the teeth. So they'll also get some bonus versus large. Secondary Black Orc boss. That spread control. So now we're getting a big control buff whenever Grimgor's around.
Dwarf's fist. Let's go.
Okay. Archaon's at level 26. That's crazy. And see how he's got so much yellow in his number? That means he's got a lot of personal improvements. Yeah, I've got so much blue, a little bit of red, and a decent chunk of yellow. I've got a lot of campaign buffs, so not a lot, not a lot for Grimgor or for the army. He's got very minuscule for campaign or the army. He's got a lot for him.
I'll crush them all.
There we go, pushing up on us. They brought in another army to go to the Valeri. So that's not what I wanted, but and they took a raiding stance here, so. Age of Rage.
Now's the time.
And we'll bring Glogzag, or Gozbag, up to reinforcement area.
That's what more.
Take
wants.
Grimgor to Archaon. Absolutely. Now we've got fodder, an extra orc boss, and then the main army. So here's the end of Archaon. Now he brought that army up to the northeast, so the Valeri is most likely lost. But this taking down of Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, is going to be a huge difference in the war against the war host of the Apocalypse. Once I take Grimgor back to the Challenge Stone and take him back over to the Valeri, I'll again leave Gozbag at the Valeri, and that way it'll stabilize again. And Grimgor with his newfound army, Black Orc and Orc Boy Big Guns, and a Shaman. Once that Shaman starts to get some magic levels, we'll really be doing some damage. And both of those Orc Big Bosses have an area of leadership, so these guys, these Black Orcs, they should honestly be fighting to the last Orc. Chariot, Chaos Swords. These guys look really, really cool. They look anti-large, though. I don't have a whole lot of large. I have a giant. Now that I have a shaman, I can channel magic before every battle. I'll take 20. That's not a bad deal there. I've got 2 minutes on my reinforcements. I'm going to push them, or I'm going to force them to come to me. If I can.
Where's the scrap? Oh boy, bigger. Here we go. There, boys. Now where is here? Where's the scrap?
Brighten everybody up a little bit.
We're the green tide. Shifting. Here we go.
Now we've just got rows of black orcs and big bosses.
Where's the scrap? Let me help you. Ready? The Black Orcs will win.
Got a soul leech going on Grimgor, trying to suck the soul out of him there. What are these guys? Those are the Knights of Immolation. Oh, they're flying cav. Okay, let's answer with some cav then.
Choppers ready! For Coke! Smash 'em! Let's have it! Boy, biggins! This is it! Find 'em!
Grimgor into Archaon, absolutely. Why'd you run past me like that?
Time to get mean! Slaughter! Arrow boys!
I can go in there and help those.
Shifty!
Take care of those Chaos Trolls, I think.
Watcha!
Take one step back. Shaman, we're gonna cast you another spell here. Right in the middle of those Marauders.
Policeman! Top
Those
of
Chaos Trolls.
Let's fight!
Dive into the fight there.
Boy, biggins!
We're gonna take a...
Show us the enemy!
Ooh, his Mirror Guard. Really shiny. Actually,
The war
you
is
can
here!
come over here and take care of these guys. Help the
Biggest
other
ruin is
4
done.
boys out.
Yeah! The war is here! Run, boys! Arrow boys! Slaughter! When I touch you! Attack!
And you get the healing potion.
Blast them with spells!
Also gonna do the Gaze of Mork. Nice hit.
Arrow boys! Let's do this! Ready to bash! This Nick needs blood!
Oh, Archaon's gonna run from battle.
Moving fast!
That's unfortunate.
This is it!
Oh, that spawn of Nurgle is unbreakable.
This is
That's why they're still doing damage to that Black Orc unit. Maybe I can keep them so they can replenish. I don't want to have to go and spend 2 more turns back in the path to the east. Very nice. I didn't even use any of my fodder because they were reinforcements. And then I may have to fight Archaon again because he ran from battle closer to the Challenge Stone, but that'll draw the reinforcements out of the Challenge Stone, And that way I can fight them. Those armored trolls still didn't take very much damage. Wicked. Yeah, this is Grimgor's late game army. So, very impressed. They held so well. Those orc boys fly across the map now with all those speed bonuses. I've got those scrap armors, the painted boars. And Grimgor's casualty replenishment rate is pretty significant as well. And, that's not even with a lot of army buffs. That's with the first red-colored character skill that we entered for the orc boys. Some of those black orcs already have silver chevrons. We caught and killed their exalted hero. They still have their sorcerer. All of their mirror guard are gone. We trapped those guys in. We just had them outnumbered. Even from the beginning battle, we started that clash and we just had more on the field than they did. They're Chaos Warhounds, and these Marauders did them squat. They were just there, just skin bags for this Chaos army, honestly. And then I should get a trait for defeating Archaon on the battlefield, so I hope it's something against Chaos Corruption, and that way I can bring control back into that province a bit quicker. Glad those Mirror Guard are gone. Really glad Grimgor had that health potion in there too. Oh yeah, 4,000 treasury for that one, and another almost 2,000 for defeating Archaon. No doubt. Got the Wand of Jet. We go defeated Archaon, the Everchosen, spell resistant 10%, physical resistant 5%, and +2 melee attack for the entire army when fighting against Warriors of Chaos, Demons of Chaos, Norska, and Beastmen. Assault Expert, achieve victory for multiple offensive battles. Oh, absolutely.
Despair involve fighting.
21 for Grimgor. We're gonna put another point into the boys. The boys. Shaman got a level. So we're gonna do the power of Dua, and that way power recharge is a little bit faster. Can get those spells out faster. Gaussbag even got a level up just from showing up to battle.
Get some.
Won't be able to take it all the way to the challenge stone.
Crush them all. Let's go.
We're actually just gonna go ahead and start a raiding camp right there where they're at.
Now's the time. Go
Back
in.
up a little bit more.
I like it.
Then we're gonna stand up another Orc War boss. Ooh, Workshop Boys. Oglog the Horrible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for Oglog until I get that technology where it's a Lord recruitment rank +5, and that way he'll just stand up +5. Gives me just a boost there. I can stand up Ardra full of teeth. Right. Research available. I'll have to get more scrap so I can get these toothy weapons. So I can get those scrap upgrades as well for Black Orc, Squid Herd, and Night Goblins. Gotta do Rachnic Spider Claw, and that way I can get these Beyond Counting buff. Sharon is Karen for upkeep. There's 5,000 in my treasury there. Karakazorn. Yeah, let's go ahead and give you some defenses there. Ooh, pile of shiny stuff. 225 each. Score. That income going there. Veritas. Okay, very similar to those. The other ones, Forsaken of Tzich. Exalted Hero, Chaos Sorcerer of Fire. He's a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Shadows.
You move. Never.
Garrison's not bad.
No.
Archaon, he's going to replenish a lot, so we're gonna have to take it to the challenge stone, or Veritas is going to have to bring it over here.
Now's the time.
Ardra replenishing there. We're about to get over to turn 50.
Right, let's get down to business before I get bored and the chopper comes out.
Non-aggression pact, no thanks. I will invade wherever I please, whenever I please. Okay, so they've traded that full army for Veritas. Brought him over here to back up Archaon, but they left Archaon outside of their settlement. This is looking really good for us on turn 50. Got a decent sized kingdom, a lot of completed provinces. Here's a traveling trader that's going from the Shrine of the Alchemist. You better get on, buddy. I don't want to start a war with you yet, 'cause I don't want to be stretched that thin. Got some unassigned skill points. Black Orc Big Boss. Still getting his defense skills and armor skills up. Technologies that can be researched. Sneaking. Hero buffs. I don't use heroes like that. Trolls. I honestly don't need any of those. Shiny things. Stone armor. Giants and rogue idols or stranger danger. I could use that corruption -3, but those other perks not exactly. Need to get some more scrap, and that way I can get this set on the bottom for sure. And then more scrap again for those pointer rocks. For now, we'll do beyond counting and get that global recruitment, and then we'll get the upkeep for Sharon as Karen. Before we move Grimgor here. Right. Thanks for joining me on this Warhammer 3 Greenskins campaign. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. If you've survived the campaign until this far and made it to turn 50, I appreciate you for supporting the channel. And with this being my first campaign, I'm very stoked, very excited to get this going for everybody. So any feedback is appreciated once I get all of these posted, and we'll get a campaign finished here, and that way we can get started, in our series of different Warhammer campaigns. And I look forward to reading the comments and all y'all's feedback for me.